Brian, add in on this because it almost gets lost. We almost lose the forest for the trees of the individual contributing factors here. There was a lot of surprise to go around. Who got more of it?
Well, it's a terrific question. I think it's divided equally. I had a Howard Fineman moment. I had a Clinton loyalist from Clinton White House 1 when I covered the White House say to me this afternoon, talked about Hillary Rodham Clinton's campaign in New Hampshire in past tense, saying, quote, she ran into an ideal here, a movement. It was over, the campaign in New Hampshire. I can't tell you. And those pictures of Obama this morning, bringing the coffee and donuts out to the press corps, this thing was set in type, talk about Dewey defeats Truman, yep, and on its way to the printers, if not coming off the press.
You know, Keith, on the Republican side, the Romney camps and the McCain camps both saying, this thing's too close to call. We don't know what's going to happen. And we all agreed with that. I mean, this is a remarkable night in American primary history, and it only, to me, indicates there's a lot more to come, because this is guaranteed to go through all of Super Tuesday, and there are so many variations on this theme, and these candidates, already exhausted, are going to have to reach so far deep inside now to keep this going, because they have another full month, 24/7 ahead of them.
Well, you know, gentlemen, I'd like to see an inquest on these polls and the methodology, because we always have learned eventually what went wrong with polling back in the 36 race, of course, with Alf Landon, the underdog against Franklin Roosevelt in his re-election campaign. That was a poll which, it showed that Alf Landon was going to beat Roosevelt, but it turned out it was taken on the telephone. And very few people had telephones back then who didn't have any money, because nobody had any money. And then, of course, the polling, and it was done in '48 in the infamous Truman-Dewey race. That was, the polling ended like in early October. They just stopped polling way too early. I think there is going to be some examination here, and hopefully it's fruitful, to determine whether there was an ethnic factor here. I've always thought that pollsters who call people up and ask them how they're going to vote, speak in perfect English and standard English. They speak with a kind of a politically correct manner, and it encourages a politically correct answer. I've often thought that if an Archie Bunker voice were to come over the phone and ask people how they're going to vote, you'd get a more honest answer. Anyway, that's as it stands now. Every one of these pollsters can't have had terrible methodology. There must be an underlying factor here of people giving different answers than they intended to act upon when they went into that voting booth, or unless people didn't even know how they're going to vote. And I think there's something common to all these pollsters. We'll find out. I think we're going to get some readings on this in the days ahead, gentlemen, as to, Tim, do you expect that? I expect somebody's going to have to come up with an explanation here.
Oh, they'll try. But, you know, in Iowa, Chris, the Des Moines Register poll nailed it. And it was exactly the same players. So I think there is more at work here. I do. I think the people of New Hampshire, in the end, the late deciders collectively decided they wanted to hear more of this debate. And they thought Senator Clinton was entitled to that for whatever reason, whether it was her emotion or Bill Clinton's anger or the way they perceived Barack Obama, whatever, the contrary nature of New Englanders. But there was a mixture here, and they let everyone know about it tonight, and they surprised the world. And so be it. They've spoken. Now Nevada and onward. Look out. Strap yourself in, guys. This is going to be an amazing ride for all of us.
Hey, Tim, one last final question. What happens to that Culinary Institute union endorsement right now?
Great question, Keith. That was done. Tomorrow morning they were going to announce for Obama. Now we're hearing that the national union is urging the local union in Nevada to stay neutral. And that's going to play out all night tonight and tomorrow. And that could have enormous repercussions, ramifications. Yes.
I'm flying to Nevada tonight. We're doing nightly news out of there. Tomorrow night, Tim and I will be there. Can't say this enough. Next Tuesday night with the Democrats.
And the Culinary Union, which I don't know how the word institute got into that. It was a brain freeze at nearly midnight.
I don't know. That's a cooking academy near Hyde Park, but that's good.
Anyway, thank you, Brian, and thank you, Tim. In the next hour, we're going to hear from all the candidates, the best moments of their speeches tonight. Again, the big winners are Hillary Clinton and John McCain. And tomorrow, Hillary, Obama, and McCain will all be on the Today Show. That's tomorrow morning on the Today Show. All the winners and a couple of losers. And tomorrow night on MSNBC, All Politics All the Time, our coverage of the New Hampshire primary continues after this.